This wind right now, man, this is a gust. This is a crazy, I just lost my hat. I'll find that later. But this is the ocean over here. I'm going to tell you kind of what their journey is this morning. So they got off this truck. They're coming over here to where the animal admission is. They go right through this door where these guys are carrying the kennel. Inside, they'll be carried into one of these rooms where there are some doctors that will be doing vaccinations for them to make sure they're okay. Woo! Now that was a really strong breeze, guys. I almost need this column to bear up against it. I'm just checking to make sure that my photographer doesn't go tumbling out of the way either. Emergency services personnel, it's this kind of wind gust that makes it impossible for them to get to you. So at this point, people here who have decided to stay and not evacuate, they are on their own and they have to be ready to take care of themselves for the next 18 to 24 hours. But this restaurant left messages for the hurricane before they left. They wrote it on the plywood boards that are covering up the windows. This one says, Irma, no, just go. This one over here, quoting the familiar song, Rock You Like a Hurricane. At least they have a sense of humor, right? Well, man, let me tell you what a difference 24 hours makes. Let's walk with them for a little bit just to give you an idea of what it looks like to actually be in this crowd right now. You can only go as fast as the person right in front of you, and everybody is holding signs. We're seeing people, young people, parents, kids, a lot of families walking here together. They put it up by themselves too, starting in August, but it looks that much more impressive when we turn the lights on. Okay, you ready, Gwen?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, look at these lights. Gwen, this is beautiful. We're about 6 hours into our drive back to Atlanta. Like you said, about 90 miles outside of Phoenix, and I can guarantee you, this is one of the happiest buses in the nation. Am I right, guys? We got a Go Dogs cheer going on. Yeah, we're still excited.
Christie, you've got 76 hours total on a bus within a span of about 4 or 5 days. You're on a 3-hour time difference from us. What is on the docket for dinner tonight with your bus friends? How is that defined tonight?
Well, I see a Pizza Hut right outside the window. We're thinking we may grab a little bit of that before we hop back on.
There you go.
So dinner, it's either snacks that we picked up at the last gas station or I don't know. We kind of we're flexible, whatever we pass on the road. That is still the big question right now, Ron. They're not speaking about the cause of this power outage, but there is one very clear message they are trying to get out right now. I just spoke to APD and they are telling people to avoid the Atlanta airport altogether. In fact, we've been driving around desperately trying to find service. We found one spot. This is the magic spot where I have to keep my cell phone, step 1 foot in either direction, and we lose all communication to the outside world. This is foam from the ocean as well. Oh man, that's the street that flooded big time for Matthew. And yep, there it is again. We are headed to higher ground right now because as the road is starting to flood, we want to stay safe as well. So we're going to get somewhere where our car is safe, all of our equipment, where we're a little bit sheltered, and where we're elevated. It's hard for me to look at the camera right now because of the sand and the rain. It's pelting my face, and it in this wind, it stings. Now I know 40 miles per hour doesn't sound very fast, especially if you're driving in a car, but when you're talking about wind coming off the coast and the ocean, 40 miles per hour or higher, that's tough. I mean, it's blowing us both around right now. This is crazy. Morning, it's Saturday, November 10th. I'm Christie Ethridge. Coming up this hour, we're following some breaking news. 2 men are shot and killed outside of a Gwinnett County club. We have some breaking news just into our newsroom. We've gotten this alert within the past 15 minutes. The Secretary of State's office has decided to launch an investigation into the Democratic Party less than 48 hours away from the midterm election. They issued a statement this morning saying that the state's Democratic Party accusing them of what they call a, quote, failed attempt to hack the state's voter registration system. The president is stepping into Georgia's hotly contested governor's race. This is now becoming an even bigger deal, Latasha. He will be in Macon today, stumping for GOP candidate Brian Kemp, who, again, leads the Secretary of State's office, who just opened this investigation. Latasha, this is a big day, and nobody is slowing down ahead of the midterm elections.
Back to you.
That is certainly a bombshell, 48 hours away from one of the biggest midterm elections we've ever seen in terms of voting numbers anyway. Thank you, Latasha. The woman challenging Kemp for the state's top job plans on spending the next couple of days reaching out to communities on her Get Out the Vote bus tour. Stacey Abrams has 2 events planned in Augusta today. The first one is a virtual town hall with members of the community. That will be followed by a campaign rally. If you've been to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport lately, you've probably noticed the new canopy over the domestic terminal. But what's up with those iron bars? Chesley McNeil explains the science behind what's supposed to be a better experience for passengers. This one's upsetting, but I will tell you that basketball video, he was actually called out to that street for the kids playing in the roadway. Someone called in and said they were creating a hazard in the street, and that's how he handled it. He went out there, he told him how to look out for cars, how to get out of the way so no one got hurt, and then he played ball with them. That's the kind of heart this guy had. He thought playing basketball with kids was part of his job. It's 9:17 on your Sunday morning. A beautiful start to this November day. West, it's still kind of chilly out there though, so may want a light jacket. Water is still gushing following a water main break in DeKalb County. Workers are trying to figure out how to fix the 16-inch break on Coventry Road in Decatur. Yesterday's break caused almost 200 customers to lose their water service. Service was restored late last night, and residents do not have to boil their water, but you should avoid the area as they fix the break. I was there in the middle of that hurricane as it came through. The most incredible thing I've ever seen. I mean, those winds were so sustained. 10 to 15 feet in front of us, we couldn't see. It was completely whited out.
Well, my question was I saw you and Chris had to literally hold that door back. Was this one of the scariest things you've experienced in your life, or how would you rank this?
It's so crazy. I think we were kind of in survival mode at that point. I don't think I let my brain go there. You know, it's just I was so fascinated by what was happening and watching these shingles and the roof and the siding just fly by us. I mean, it's incredible. And I think when we drove out and got to see the damage firsthand, before even first responders could get out or get to us, it's breathtaking. I don't even know how you begin to clean up something like that. I am dying over here of cuteness because this guy is crawling up my shoulder and chewing on my mic cord in the back. We are actively falling in love right now on TV. Do you see that face? Can you see why? Some breaking news this morning. An Amber Alert has now been issued for a 15-year-old girl kidnapped. Her family left for dead, and now her alleged abductor is still on the run. Our Deborah Tuff joins us live from the Noonan Police Department with this developing story. Deb, are they any closer to finding this 15-year-old girl?
To you, Christy.
All right, thanks a lot, Deb. And we've posted a lot of information on our website, too, with the number of that investigator if you do see that girl. But we have some more breaking news, this time out of Gwinnett County. Right now, police are investigating a homicide in Buford. They told us they found a man dead in the middle of the road around 1 o'clock this morning. And that road is Apple Grove Lane. They say the 39-year-old victim may have been involved in a domestic dispute. Right now, they're not releasing any other information about the man, but we'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
Christie Ethridge is here with us. If you were up early this morning, Christie was up with us early this morning. Been a long day for you. Christie, we've looked at some of this damage here, and it is just amazing to see the intensity and the widespread path of damage from the storm.
It's unreal, Chris, because we're 120 miles inland, and it's still doing damage like this. Mangled pieces of metal. That used to be a gas station. And then take a look at this video that we shot in a neighborhood that's just a couple of blocks down from here. While Chris and I were standing outside some of these homes, we saw such a raw moment. A couple cleaning up their yard broke down in tears, and they were hugging each other and crying, just overwhelmed by the emotion of what has come through this town. Chris, it was really emotional.